Welcome back, Bannock folks. You're tuned in to another episode of Bannockdotes, a podcast that holds it down for the underground sound here in Ontario, Canada. If you aren't already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that bell notification so you get told anytime that we're posting any videos, because we post reaction videos aside from our podcast episodes. Follow us on our social medias. That's just at Bannockdotes, BANDECDOTES. And check us out on our Instagram. That's where all the updates are currently happening. And you can also check us out on our TikTok, where we're posting clips all the time. So check us out there. All right, let's jump into the shows right now. Local Ontario shows happening in the month of December and a bit in December. If you've got a flyer coming up in December, just send it on over to the Instagram handle at OntarioXHardcore, where Rob Reed and myself are running it, and we'll post it and spread the good word. Conversion and Judgment are doing a couple shows. November 25th, they're in Toronto at the Bovine. November 27th, they're in St. Catharines at the Warehouse. Sunday, November 20th, in Hamilton at the Doors Pub, Steel City Hardcore presents Cohesion with Prowl, Mile End, Final Declaration, Cicada, and the homies in Reality Denied. Saturday, November 26th, in Toronto at the Velvet Underground, Inertia Entertainment presents Augury with Operus, Gut Void, and my band, Sinner AD. Dayglow Abortions and my band Hellbent are playing some shows in December for the How the Cretans Stole Christmas tour. December 2nd, we're in Sarnia at Maud's Variety. December 3rd, we're in Chatham at Rock and Royalt. December 4th, we're in Ingersoll at Pipe Band Hall. December 7th, in Hamilton at Doors Pub. December 8th, in St. Catharines at Warehouse. December 9th in Toronto at the Bovine. December 10th in Ottawa at the Davinian Tavern. December 11th in Waterloo at Dive Bar. Go out to those shows. We're going to be in some rural areas. It's going to be a good time. Teeth and Rust are doing a bunch of shows together. December 8th, they're in Windsor at the Backstage. December 9th, they're in Barrie at the Queens. And December 10th, they're in Kitchener at the Hub. Saturday, December 10th, in Toronto at the Danforth Music Hall, we have Anti-Fest featuring Anti-Flag, Cancer Bats, Dilly Dally, Dead Tired, and Indian Giver. Make sure you go out to those shows. It's going to be a good time. We have lots of cool stuff to talk about here on Bannockdotes this week. We're talking about Steel City Hardcore. This was a great time. We've got Alan, Jordan, and Rob. These are three friends who've come together. They play in hardcore bands. They just want to push the community that much further. Just by, plugging as much hardcore stuff as they can. And bringing up new bands, and we really got into it. We had such a fun time together. The hour just flew by talking to them. They were such good podcast guests. They brought up some new segments that we could do on the show. There was all sorts of cool things that happened on the show. Heads up though, your brain dead host forgot to push the record button on the Zoom for this podcast episode. So the audio is not going to sound nearly as good as it normally does. It'll be fine. We can get through it. We're gonna get through it. But just a fair warning. All right, folks. This is Steel City Hardcore here on Bannockdotes. Welcome back, Bannock folks. You're tuned in to another episode of Bannockdotes podcast. Hold it down for the underground sound here in Ontario, Canada. And my guest these weeks, speaking of holding the fucking down, we got the Steel City Hardcore crew. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Alan, part of Steel City Hardcore.
Jordan, Steel City Hardcore. I'm Rob, Steel City Hardcore.
How sensitive are these mics?
You're good. We can. I mean, however you were testing them when I was getting you to do that.
Cool, yeah.
Just start repping it.
I was kind of taking the piss during the mic check, so hopefully it's okay.
We're good. There's
Do you love
editing.
how awkward we are?
Yeah, I love it. That's great.
I've only done one interview, and this was in 2012, and it was college radio overnight, 1 a.m.
And then they play your band. Then
one listener, it was the host.
So I played your band on the radio. They're like, yeah, I won in the morning.
Yeah.
5 people heard it.
So do you want to describe to the listeners what Steel City Hardcore is? I think that's a great way we could start this off.
I guess, Steel City Hardcore is 3 hardcore kids that kind of wanted to see, we're all pillars of our own, our community, and we kind of came together to make sure that we could build our community the way we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And through throwing shows, conversations, Jordan and I play in bands, Alan's about to start a band, everybody's kind of musically versed in the scene already, and we wanted to contribute what we thought we can contribute to try to help the community any way we could and help bring shows back to kind of what they used to be, pre-pandemic, I guess.
Yeah, we all have our own issues with the way things have been happening around here, and I feel like we could talk about it all day, but we thought just why not do it, and so that's what we're doing.
Do it yourselves, right? That's the best way to approach it, right?
To clarify, when you say hardcore kids, we're all in our 30s.
So yeah.
But if I can,
we're hardcore gentlemen. We're hardcore connoisseurs.
Gentlemen, I like that.
We're connoisseurs.
For me, it comes down to being lazy. And I don't always want to drive to Detroit, Toronto, or Buffalo to see really good hardcore shows.
Oh, interesting.
Because I find
that's a good point.
there's a lot of bands I want to see that just don't come. And why not just bring them within a 10-minute drive?
It's just another stop, right? We're right there.
And
right?
there's a lot of gaps to bridge too, right? When you bring people from Detroit, from Buffalo, from the States in general, invite them into your house, it bridges a gap where it shows them that hardcore up here, it's just we can roll just as well up here as they do down there.
Yeah, totally.
And it's inviting them into your house and showing them the northern hospitality, I guess we'll go with.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of, it seems to go a long way as well. And, bands, we just want to bring the bands that we love in general. It turns out everybody else loves them too.
Yeah.
Best case scenario.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And then you threw your first show last weekend?
Yeah.
Last weekend,
That was the first one, yeah.
Right on. And 7 bands at the Kale Room.
3 bands played their first shows.
That's good. 3 bands played their first shows.
Yeah.
And then a couple, and then what was it?
Shutaway's first Ontario show.
First Ontario
from
show.
Montreal.
Yeah.
We did their EP release in Montreal the night before. Gavel and Russ played that.
Nice,
And then
nice.
Brought them back out here, and then had Die Alone, Gavel, and Rust.
Wow, what a stack show.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Shout out Just Right.
Yeah, Just Right's fun, eh?
Yo.
Best new Ontario band, straight up.
Yeah, they're so sick.
That was the set.
Yeah,
They
Ryan's vocals are so sick.
So sick.
Yeah.
Everything about them, because they only
Tanner's
had that
on drums.
Yeah, they had that one
Tanner.
track, and you're like, okay, this track slaps, and then it was just they started, and it was just banger.
Immediately
Banger.
we were looking at each
Banger.
other, we were like, holy
Banger.
fuck.
Jordan and I were doing crowd, we were standing behind, and between every song, and I would just look over and just go.
Just one of them.
There's this shot in the recap video where me and Kyle are sitting up on the ramp, and we just look at each other, and we're like,
Yeah, that's
during
during their
Just
set.
Right.
You're both just vibing.
That's
I think
sick.
you see Faith giving it one of these too.
Oh, yeah.
They were
Yeah.
fucking.
So I've also noticed that you guys have been filming stuff too. You putting out video content as well as with the Steel City Hardcore
Shout out
brand.
Scum Collective, baby.
Yeah, Scum.
Those are
Josh and
the
Cole.
4th and 5th mans on our team. Swear to God.
Cool.
Josh and Cole.
They're our people,
right
man.
on.
Yeah, they just are so down to help. They love hardcore just as much as we do. They're actually starting a band too. Shout out Open Carry.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, man. So everybody's doing something in Hamilton right now. It's a really beautiful thing to watch. So.
Yeah, and so like I said, you guys are making video content out of every show that you guys are putting out, and kind of doing the Hey 5-6 thing, right? Kind of just documenting what's going on as you're bringing your friends and homies and bands you want to see into the city. That's super cool. That's doing great things for the music. You said you're starting a new band. Is that what I just heard?
Yeah. There'll be a new band. Probably gonna play a show before the end of the year. We hope. Just kind of working on the demo right now and all that. But it's me and Kyle from Gavel. It's a new band called The Beat.
The beat.
The beat, yeah.
Sick.
Man. Yeah.
And you've been in bands before, like you've been in several bands before. I think
Several.
we've even played shows together,
We sure have.
like in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course you play in Gavel.
I play in Gavel.
Shadows
And Deadly
Gavel.
Game.
And Deadly Game.
And Deadly Game, that's
Shout out
right.
Deadly Game.
And you play in Rust, and you play in another band.
Dial-In.
That's right. See,
And
so many.
And another new band.
Yeah,
Force
and
of
I have,
Correction, baby.
Yeah,
A new band.
Something else
Yeah.
coming out
Oh,
too,
I love it. See, that's what you're saying. Like,
Jordan and
there's
I are working on something too. So.
oh, tasty.
And that's
Tasty.
and just that, like there's
Yeah,
probably
along with
another
Records
5 or
on
6
drums.
bands just in Hamilton that are starting right now, and it's just like before the end of the year we'll probably have like 10 or 15 locals to pick from. which is nice.
We want this fucking scene to just all the bands.
Shout
if you're
out
watching,
Fire on Site. Shout
start
out
a
Fire on
fucking
Site.
band.
Yes.
Everybody, start a band.
Please.
Let's
Start a
go.
band.
Just start a band.
All the fucking bands.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot too, like throughout the course of the last year meeting people, that no one is in one band. They're in at least 2,
It's true.
3, maybe even 4.
But you've been
Yeah,
around.
it's so-
You've been around
it's
for a
so
long
inspiring.
time. Whenever you see a scene popping off, it's always people sharing members in bands. Where it goes. Remember Buffalo at the funeral home? That whole thing that was happening. That special time.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was in like 4 or 5 bands at that time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think whenever that starts to happen, it really shows how passionate these kids are.
That's what it
for
takes.
art.
Absolutely.
It takes a village
Absolutely.
Yeah,
for sure.
so,
like, and the community, like right now, has been popping. Everybody, like, through sharing members, just talking to people. Hey, we want to start a band. Fuck, what do you need to start a band? Fucking, we'll help you out. Like,
That's it.
You know, you wanna, I get asked all the time. Can you fill in to help us start a demo, or can you do this? Absolutely, let's go.
That's sick.
I can't, join, but like, I'll help you out. Like,
Yeah.
let's go. Whatever helps get this scene, fucking.
Let's
Let's just
jack
do
it
it.
up because the rising tide floats all boats.
That's it.
That's
At the end of the
100%.
day, that's all
You
it
couldn't
is.
said it better myself.
Yeah. So where could you see Steel City Hardcore going? You guys are doing video content. You guys are putting on shows. Is there like a label in mind, or is it? Can you see it going there?
There is a label in mind, actually.
Oh my god. Yeah, there is. I'm actually working on starting a label right now.
Cool.
You're on my card.
Sorry.
Fuck off my card.
It's gonna be called Mob Justice Records.
Sick.
I'm putting together the Ontario hardcore compilation right now. So trying to get bands to like send in their tracks and just kind of do that and press it on an LP. So that's something early next year for sure.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're in a band and you have unreleased music or you're recording new music, send it over to Alan.
Steel
or
City Hardcore,
Steel
baby.
City
Send it to the IG, email, whatever.
Is it just Steel City Hardcore
On
at
IG.
Gmail?
Yeah.
Bing,
Steel
right
Steel
there.
City HXC at Gmail.
Perfect.
But
Or
the
through
IG is
Instagram.
also great, man. Just
Or through
Instagram's
Instagram.
great. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Man, yeah.
I'll be the first one to say that we may or may not have a couple projects that are debuting tracks and also dropping brand new tracks.
Ooh,
Yeah, at least
exciting.
half of it will be brand new bands.
On the comp.
On the comp.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah, so-
sick.
Trying to do something a little special for
That's
everybody,
it.
like,
And also just booking tours. We're not just trying to stay in Hamilton either. We're trying to kind of bring our vision out into the world. So as of like next summer and things like that, we're gonna have some tours getting announced. So that's kind of what we're trying to move towards as well. So
Within Ontario or outside of Ontario?
within Ontario to
Both.
start, and
Yeah.
then hopefully like bridge some more gaps
Yeah.
and try to get some. The more we play shows, the more we tour, the more we get Steel City out there.
Yeah.
The more connections we make, and the easier it's going to be to bridge gaps. Like,
Absolutely.
We've now bridged the Montreal connection, so.
Love
you know,
Montreal.
and
Montreal's
obviously
fucking
like
sick.
big shout out Damage Control out west and everything
Yeah,
like
shout out
that.
to
So
Yeah,
Control
shout out
West.
Damage
Yeah.
Control. Yeah,
Shout
they're
out
doing
Damage
great
Control.
things
Shout
out
out
there.
doing it big for
There's
real.
also
so-
another promotion company called DOA. Got to shout them out as well.
Right on.
They just had their first show.
Yeah, they're
Or-
about to have their first
right,
show.
right.
They're about to have their first show, which is super sick. That's Logan from Claymore, so shout out Claymore.
Cool.
He started something up, which is super sick to see.
Mhm.
And then there's
Same thing with them though. Like
Dan,
they're all
Dan
in like
from,
multiple
Dan
bands.
from Endgame and Sealed Fate. I forget what his promotion company's called too, but he's got one in Edmonton that he's
Mhm.
pushing right now too, which
Yeah,
is
man.
super
Like
sick.
Capital.
Also just like our
Yeah,
Ontario
Capital.
homies, right? Like, shout
Capital
out City
HC,
Waste,
yeah.
Oh, sick. Yeah,
City
yeah.
Waste, Stompbox London, all that.
Yeah, Stompbox London, yeah.
Those are our people for real. So.
City of Waste.
Mhm.
Right on, right on. Now this is a bit of a bland question, and it's kind of like, but do you guys remember like getting what got you into hardcore? Is there a moment that sticks out the most, or is it just something that you eventually evolved into after listening to a bunch of metal music, which is typically a lot of the segue?
The origin story.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
Go.
yeah, sure. I started listening to like Killswitch Engage and Lamb of God when I was in like grade 7, to be honest with you, and like I was just that weird kid, and I don't know, I just didn't really align with what a lot of people wanted to do, and I just kept listening to that music and kind of getting deeper into like I guess metal, like you put it, and it wasn't until I was like 18 and I found the Acacia strain.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? And that was around the time they put in a Continent.
Mm-hmm.
And you get in their older releases, you're like, wow, this doesn't sound like other metal music. It
Right.
sounds very like raw and like kind of punishing, you know? And so just kind of through that band, and like, you know, obviously Vince from that band was in other bands that were like hardcore adjacent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cock Punch.
So Cock Punch, shout out Cock Punch. You
Shout
know?
out the Straight Edge.
That
Cock
might have been
Punch.
like
Shut In, is that another
Yeah,
one?
Shut In was
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
That was him and Griffin, the bass player from Casey.
Oh,
Right.
cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yeah. So that was kind of my entryway, and then through that, you know, kind of started getting into more shit, and you know.
What was your first show?
Dude, my first actual show was fucked. It was the Acacia Strain as Blood Runs Black, Bleeding Through, and
That was still my favorite Casey Strain show ever.
I don't remember who the fourth band was, but there was a fourth band on that too.
Wow.
At Extreme Wheels in Buffalo, New York. Shout out Extreme
That's
Wheels. in Buffalo, New York.
That sounds like it was
Wheels.
in 2007.
Sure was, baby.
We saw it in Toronto. Rick and I saw it in Toronto,
Yeah.
and it was hilarious because like it was at the Opera House.
Mhm.
Casey Strain packed it out. By the time Bleeding Through played, like you could literally like the floor was just wide open.
Wow.
There was nobody. Everybody took off. Everyone was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, Casey Strain fucked it up," and then they took off.
That's crazy. What was your first show?
So, my first show, I saw the Acacia Strain. I think it was 2006.
Nice.
It was it Sounds of the Underground
Mhm.
at Cool House. Is
That
it
sounds right.
No,
like
no.
Devil Wears Prada? Guar played.
Yeah, that was 2006.
It's wild.
'Cause They were still
That's a
playing. They were
crack
still
lineup,
doing
no
the Devil.
disrespect.
Conde
It
hadn't
was
come out yet.
weird. Goat Whore opened the show.
Cracked as hell. Cracked.
Very but that was the first time I threw down. Was
Whoa.
at that
Nice.
show.
Nice.
My first like DIY local show, like hardcore show, was the Holly Springs Disaster. They played at like a church basement in Streetsville in
Oh, cool.
Mississauga. It was them, Arise and Ruin, the Riviera Heist, King of Kings, and
Oh, wow.
I think there was a fifth band
Jesus.
involved.
Dude, I think I
2007.
saw that tour in St. Catharines. I've definitely seen the Riviera Heist. That
Right.
name definitely sounds familiar.
Right,
I had
yeah.
a shirt of theirs.
So I at that time like thought I was invincible and went on Facebook and was like chirping people who were attending the show, like people who were like metalheads. I considered myself like a hardcore or a scene
Sure.
kid. I was chirping them,
Yeah,
being
he's a
like,
gentleman.
I was like, you fucking losers, this, that, the next thing. And then we rolled to the venue, and there they are, standing in person, standing 6 feet tall. And then this 17-year-old being like, I'm never doing this again, never talking shit on the internet again.
I'm a hardcore
And
gentleman.
so during Arise and Ruin, like tensions were building the whole night. Like, you know, people trying to throw down, these guys push moshing. And during Arise and Ruin, things kind of came to a head. Or no, it was during Holly Springs. Things came to a head and just the whole room erupted in a fight. Holly Springs like stopped mid-set and they're like, if you guys don't stop, we're leaving. The staff running the show were like right down the middle of the pit, and there's like the hardcore kids and the metalheads on the one side, like just at each other's throats. And then Holly Springs vocalist walks off stage. Eventually, the metalheads all left, and then Holly Springs finished their set, and it was just the whole floor was just like people throwing down. It was great.
There you go.
That
There
was
you
my first
go.
one, and after that, I was like, I want to do this every weekend if I can.
As much as I can, that chaotic energy, it kind of
Oh
draws you back
yeah,
in.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah.
unparalleled.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Unparalleled.
Rob, what about you?
My first hardcore show.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When was that? Like
Fucking-
1800 and
It was. It was.
Thank you.
It was probably in the early 1800s.
Yeah.
It was a good time. My first hardcore show was actually like a metal / hardcore show. It was As I Lay Dying, All That Remains, and Throwdown
There you
at
go.
the Opera House.
Shout out
Throwdown.
And it
Shout
was
out Throwdown.
it was right before Sounds of the Underground 1. It was like 2 months prior to that.
No way.
So As I Lay Dying was still touring Frail Words, and All That Remains was still touring This Darkened Heart. So like neither band had really blown up yet, and Throwdown was just getting ready to drop Vendetta. So they were only playing like one song from it,
Oof.
which was fucking wild.
That is crazy.
It was, and it was Speak the Truth, of course, because
What a
hardest
track.
song.
What a track.
And then and then after that, like that summer, Rick and I went and saw Sounds of the Underground 1 with like Lamb of God, headline that one, and it was like Chimera, Guar, Devil Driver. Holy fuck, so many bands. Throwdown was on that one too. It was crazy. Yeah, but that was my first hardcore show ever.
Wow. Also, I want to give a special shout out, man. The Youth Action Center in Welland back in the day. Remember that shit?
Yeah, dude.
First time I ever moshed in my life. Desperate Times.
Oh shit.
Favorite
Desperate
local band
Times.
ever. And the author.
Yeah, the author.
Those are my two bands. Those are my two
Ooh,
bands.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Shout
I
out,
think
shout
Andy
out.
just moved out to Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. What's funny, you're bringing it back then. I think one of the first times I ever met you, you used to hang out with, I can't remember his name, Michael. You guys used to come to shows, and I remember he showed up in like a hula skirt, and then you were wearing an Iron Man mask.
Oh my God! What's
there
that
pictures?
dude's last name? I can't remember his last
Stoke?
name. Mike Stoke.
Is that
Is there
it?
pictures?
Big fool.
Yeah.
Big man.
Is there
Yeah.
pictures?
Of me in the Iron Man mask.
There has to be.
I used to.
It was
do,
terrifying.
yeah, I
We're,
used to do
we're
some shit.
reenacting this.
Okay.
It was sick though. You're in the pit with the fucking Iron Man
Sure
mask.
was, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you remembered that.
Oh, I remember.
That's
Too well.
So
Yeah,
sick.
unfortunately, I remember. No, man, those were good times. I just felt like that was another special time in our like kind of scene's history, and I feel like that's one of my biggest inspirations for what I'm doing now. I wouldn't be doing it without that, So
Oh, fair enough.
yeah, man. So
I feel like there was definitely, maybe 2007, 2008, at least when I started getting into like the local like scene, it seemed to like really poppin', and then it just kind of died like early 2010s. I don't know if that's because like I migrated in a different direction, but definitely seemed like it fell off, and then the pandemic is what made everyone realize like I love this shit. And now that we're back, it's like
it really did feel like we took it
crazy.
for granted, and that's kind
It's
of
fun,
another
yeah.
reason why we decided this needs to happen now and not later.
It's
So-
funny how I've also noticed that, yeah, before the pandemic, it was like there was bands that happening, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go see. Like, are you judging them now? If a show's coming through, it's like, yeah, of course. Like,
Absolutely.
if I don't
Every
have
time.
anything planned, like
Every
a
time.
wedding,
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
try and do
come
as many
through.
as
I'm
you
gonna
can,
come through.
yeah.
Yeah, we're all in our 30s doing 4-day benders, so let's go.
You just try to hit as many as you can now, because it's like the pandemic really like.
Well, when's another wave gonna come and take it away from us again?
You
That's
never know.
another thing.
Yeah.
One thing I've also noticed since the pandemic, bunch of younger folks coming out to these shows. You know what I'm
Lots of
saying?
bands.
And I
Lots of
love
faces.
seeing this younger generation because like that's an important. You want to leave an impression on them
Mhm.
because like we're gonna get fucking old, and then they're gonna be in their 30s and they're gonna be wanting to doing the same
you
shit.
gotta,
right?
you
Like,
gotta
it's-
pass on the torch.
You
It's
gotta
like,
fucking pass it down. It's a down like it trickles down, and
Yeah.
that's what's important. So seeing that younger folk come out. Because it's one thing if you're throwing a show and there's a bunch of old heads coming out. It's like there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, and that's how we feel about Hamilton scene for the past like long time.
Fair
so,
enough.
Yeah.
That's
Well, just the scene in general, like before the pandemic, like we all know, we would go and watch each other play.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like
And
you
that
was
was usually
you would
it.
always expect to see your homies.
That's
it
it.
was never like new faces or anything like that.
Right.
Like since the pandemic, fuck, I can't count how many people have come up.
I love it.
They're like, hey, how's it going? Like Russ got a shout out in the Turnstile video
What?
that they did for Toronto.
Yeah, Turnstile,
that
yeah,
got
the
sent
little
to me
guy.
by some I don't even fucking know this person.
They're doing like a tour vlog series, and yeah, they did the Toronto edition, and some kid was like, yeah, like Rust and what is
Still
it?
numb, I think.
Still numb.
Shout
he
out,
said.
Still Numb.
Shout out,
Yeah,
shout out.
still
yeah.
on.
So Russ got the shout out and it got sent to me, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And so we were talking about it, and I was like, who is this guy? And they were like, we have no idea. And I
We
was
were at the
like,
Kill Room show. We looked at each other. We're like, how many people here do you actually know? And it's like maybe 50. And like, there's all these like over 200 people here that
yeah,
I've never,
like
never
it's
seen
not
in my
even
life.
like it's not that anymore. Like it's
No.
it's,
And they're all buying merch, and like they have these crazy mosh styles. And where the fuck did you come from? But
Yeah,
it's
where-
sick. It's awesome. I'm happy
Where
to see
were you
but-
before the pandemic?
Yeah, literally,
Why
yeah.
weren't you here?
high school.
And the guy, and you guys brought. Yeah, fair enough.
Curfew.
and now we're here, and it's fucking thriving. And
Yeah.
it's the greatest thing to see. Like it's
Yeah, man.
wild to watch.
I'm gonna bring it up again, but 7 fucking bands in one night.
Yeah.
7 bands.
That's
7
crazy.
7 bands started on time,
And
was
finished.
on time for most of the night,
Yeah.
and finished before 11 o'clock.
The amount of old heads we had come up to us and be like, man, I just want a 3-band show, 3 bands. And I'm just like, you know what? This is going to be the way to do it. And we just like believed in ourselves and kind of did something different than what a lot of people are going to do now. And honestly, it worked out. And that's why we're doing bigger bills. Like you notice that our next few shows are 6 bands as well. So that's just kind of the vibe, man. Like to give as many bands a shot as we can. There's no shortage of bands. You know what I mean?
That's
No,
just
that's
that.
not-
you know?
Especially
Yeah.
with all the new ones coming
Mhm.
out,
And
right?
with the
Exactly,
bills,
exactly.
like you just stack them to like every band belongs with each other. Like
Well, it's about taste. That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
It's about putting together bills that make sense with each other and bills that I think like where like the different people in the bands will enjoy seeing the other bands playing, and it's just a whole camaraderie thing. And I think that's kind of one of the biggest pillars of what we're doing. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
The like, because that's from like kind of like back in our day having like 7 bands on a bill. Like
Yeah,
that wasn't out of the ordinary. I have
No,
several
no.
posters up in my basement.
Late
with,
90s
like
shit,
just friggin'
Yeah.
like not even late like early 2000s
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
You know what I'm
same
saying?
thing,
So like you can make it happen. I played a show last night. I think it was like 7 bands, but we were well past midnight. Like we
Oh, yeah.
metal band. It was a metal set. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We had lots of stuff going on. It wasn't just a plug and play kind of thing.
The key is having short sets. So the way, like when we set up that Kill Room show, we were like, every band gets 20 minutes to play and a 10-minute changeover.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So it runs it real smooth that
Yeah.
way.
Run a back
It
line.
helped
And
that
then we did a couple of things. We set up the back line.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bands that
Yeah.
shared gear just to make it easier.
Yeah, like
you
the
know,
last 4 bands all shared gear, so it was like really quick.
It was
changeover.
literally like, unplug, plug in, let's go.
That's our
Unplug,
secret
plug in,
sauce right
let's
there
go.
is delegation.
Yeah.
Delegation.
There you go. Delegation.
Yeah, man.
Gonna be a
That's
little-
why the three of us work so well together. It's not just one person that has to do everything. It's like we can all take on a piece.
No, it's all me. I just give you guys directions.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty much how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
all right, buddy.
Yeah, because you're the hardcore gentleman.
Yeah. No, you're picking up the slack until you have a baby in March.
Yeah.
Shout out Jordan's baby.
Shout out Jordan's baby.
Shout out Jordan's
Jordan's
baby.
Anatomy scan on Tuesday. We'll find out the gender.
Oh, exciting.
Fuck yeah.
Very
So
exciting.
exciting.
Or well, the sex.
Right.
Male or female.
Right.
Gender comes later.
Correct.
Correct.
Gentlemen.
Good way
Shout
to.
out.
I love that you made a point of that.
Yes.
That's great.
Shout that out.
So I see that you folks, well, at least the two of you are wearing a Steel City Hardcore sweater.
There's only 3 of these in the world.
Oh, I was just
Three
gonna
in the
ask
world,
if you were
that's
gonna sell them, if that was gonna be
So
like
we did a
another
round of
endeavor.
shirts. We did a round of shirts.
This
and
design on a t-shirt.
yeah, this design was on a t-shirt. And they're all
Sold out in like 20 minutes after the show started.
Sick.
And we're dropping a pre-order tomorrow for new threads.
Nice.
So that'll be on Steel City Hardcore on Instagram. Shout out, plug.
Super dope. Super dope.
Yeah, man.
So we can move into the Banecdote segment. So let's just talk about some of the wildest stuff that you've probably seen at shows, played shows, some of the stuff that you just have that's around band culture, something that's entertaining to retell, anything that you've got in your back pocket that's always a good story to tell anyone.
Jesse in general.
Okay.
For real?
I'm
We're
sorry.
going there.
For real?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's where we're at?
I don't know. There used to be a lot of violent stuff happening back in the days, but like that, he is the most crazy story I've ever seen in my life. I was watching. We were at L3 nightclub.
Yep.
Life Ruiner was playing. Whatever.
Yep.
Jesse starts moshing, and this kid at the side tries to kick him in the leg to get the fuck away from me, kind of thing. And Jesse turns around and picks this kid up by his ears and headbutts him right in the mouth. Teeth went all over the floor. It was fucked. I've never seen anything like that in my life since then, or I probably won't ever again either.
Dude, that's something like straight out of a horror movie.
I know. I think you get the police called on you now if you did that kind of shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Like,
get
Like I swear, I've seen that in the latest Halloween movie. Like,
Oh my god, it is in that. Yeah.
I saw him briefly at Hold Your Ground during Gridiron.
Yeah, shout out Kevin.
And shortly after seeing him, saw some dude with his nose absolutely
just
flattened
dying.
into his
Just
face.
Just
He literally walked
Not
in,
to the
watched
side or
Gridiron and
anything,
left.
just like this dude's face just went two-dimensional.
Yeah.
Oh
It was
boy.
crazy. Yeah.
Straight up.
Blood everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you gotta stay out of that, boy, if you're not looking for the violence, right?
Yeah.
He's the guy.
It's one thing.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you want to go in and like have a good time, and then that you gotta realize the risk that's coming with
Yeah,
it,
some
especially when
people-
you're playing with hardcore.
Uh-huh.
Shout out Dylan from Deck Piss and RD because that's what happened to him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's true. That's it.
He was just an innocent bystander.
Poor Dylan.
Poor Dylan. Shout out Ep.99.
Oh, we
Shout
love
out Kyle.
Friday nights.
That
Shout out
was
Kyle
like-
for giving Dylan the
Yeah,
nose job.
shout out Kyle for giving him the nose job.
Yeah. shout out.
I'll never forget because I got a text after the Dialone set, and it was Dylan at the hospital with his nose pointing due east.
Yeah.
And all it said underneath was, "Yo, Dialone is sick."
Shout out Dialone.
Shout out Die Alone. And then I also heard another anecdote from that night where I think Matt.
Davis got concussed.
Yeah, Matt was in the ER, and then next thing you know, Davis walks
Davis
in.
walked
This
in.
guy
I'm like,
drove him to the
what?
hospital.
I
Yeah.
drove him there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to the hospital, yeah.
Wild.
He, so I didn't know Davis pitted. He went into Pit for Living Nightmare.
That's sick.
And got just cracked in the back of the head. And we were outside after their set, and he just looked fucked. He was he was sitting but could not sit still and couldn't keep eye contact. Mind
those
you,
that
it
don't
was
know.
in a heat wave indoors. It was very hot. in
Oh,
that
it
room.
was that show.
The
yeah.
floor was sweating, man. The ceilings were dripping.
Wow.
There's a picture of Rick mopping up sweat with a busted ass fucking mop that he had to buy from the dollar store down the street. Because between sets,
Rick
it
is
was
one of a kind, man.
Yeah, between sets, it was that was the hottest show ever.
So Davis was yeah, I got punched in the back of the head and I heard a crack.
Oh boy.
So I was like, let's go to the hospital, Davis.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we're sitting there and he's getting a little better. And then his buddy texts him being like, yo man, I punched in the back of the head and I broke my wrist.
That was the crack.
That was the crack.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just want to say, for those that don't know, he's a nurse, and that's why he was like, let's go to the hospital.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
instincts just kicked in. You're
Yeah,
like,
Yeah. I was like, Davis, we gotta get out of here, man.
Anytime
Dylan
one of our
too,
friends hurts
Dylan was
themselves, they're
there.
texting Jordan, these are my symptoms, and Jordan's sitting there on the computer at work, looking them up. He's like, you might have a spinal fluid bleed or something.
One of these.
Yeah.
Wild. So yeah, I mean that's what the pit is violent. It comes with the territory, right?
Dylan too. At the end of the night, he was like, "Yo, did I miss Rust?" Bro, it's the next day.
That was.
It's
probably
been a whole
the
12
most-
hours.
It was fucked. That night was fucked.
That show and Hold Your Ground were the most violent I've been at.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that show was pure violence.
It was awesome.
Like
Dude,
all night though. Fucking Cam during D-Block. Shout out D-Block, by the way, in Camden.
Shout out
He
D-Block.
fucking smacked up that fucking mic stand, just broke that mic stand in half and just chucked it.
Within 4 seconds of their
He's a
set
big
started, he
boy.
goes D-block motherfucker, smash the mic stand, gone.
Snapped the mic stand, and then everyone was like, "Oh!"
I'm just
And
like,
then
ah,
it
yeah, you lost your deposit, eh?
was done.
Yeah. Shout out Doors Pub in Hamilton.
The Windsor, the
Yeah,
Windsor
honestly,
show.
man, Doors, it's the spot.
They've held our spot
Love
up for like
Doors.
over 10 years now.
Doors
Now there's other
sick,
venues we're gonna be working with, but like honestly, they're our home. That's our spot.
Yeah.
Doors is like the keystone.
Doors Pub
to
forever.
I
Hamilton,
love
man.
Doors.
Love
Yeah, man. It's honestly the best.
It's
It's
the tacos are great.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with the tacos
Yeah.
that are always being served, right?
And downstairs, they're just man.
They're bringing the taco
Vibes.
stuff upstairs for the
Yeah.
flea market on the 20th.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun!
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're gonna have
Hell yeah.
2 different food vendors there that day. It's gonna be sweet.
Did you know that place used to be an old funeral parlor?
I did know that.
Yeah.
That's
That
sick.
door
Really.
that people always get smashed into upstairs.
Yeah.
That, like that's where they used to like bring the caskets
The
through.
viewings,
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
viewings,
man.
fucking
Crazy.
Yeah, that's why the like basement's kind of like spooky. It's
Mhm.
like
Yeah, man.
That place has to be haunted.
oh,
for sure.
100%.
For sure.
You should
Shout
like,
out to if you've heard anything creepy happen at the doors, comment down below. Let us
Yo,
know.
You should
Absolutely,
have
yeah,
like
yeah.
someone like staff from Doors on here. And,
You gotta get
like,
Tyler on
the
here.
Oh,
the
that's what we call it.
Halloween
Should get Tyler on
He's
Yeah.
special.
honestly an amazing dude. You
Yeah,
got
The
to
Halloween
should get
special.
Tyler on
here.
Ghost stories.
Yeah.
The
Ghost
Halloween
stories
special.
from Doors Pub.
to go back to what we were talking about though, man, I don't miss when it was needlessly violent. Like I grew up on bands like Bulldoze and like all those like irate DVDs and things like that. Like obviously they were kicking the shit out of each other, right?
Yeah, dude.
But there was a camaraderie to it, you know what I mean? And that's what we're trying to bring back, and I feel like that's what we're achieving. We see a lot of violence happening now, but then we see people hugging right after, you know what I mean? And that's kind of what we want.
Yeah,
So-
or like as it's happening, people are just
Like it's not
smiling.
cool to just punch somebody in the face and break their nose and then be like, yeah, I'm sick. That's
Yeah.
not. There's
Yeah.
nothing sick about that. You're a
Like-
fucking bully. I'm
You
sorry.
are fucking sick though. Like you're something wrong.
Like
with you.
Yeah,
anytime.
you're sick. Yeah. And also death to push moshing forever.
Death to push
Fuck
mosh.
push mosh.
Hey, you know what? We all started somewhere.
We
and
all
it was
did.
push moshing.
Yeah, when we were
I've never
fucking-
done that in my life. I won't lie to you.
Alan came out of the womb wearing Tim's. Where are they now? Yeah, go
Now
fuck
they're
yourself.
Yeah, I don't
first.
How do you feel about circle pits?
I love
Oh.
that shit.
I love circle
I'm
pits.
into that thrashy shit.
I
Shout
love
out
the
dead
little
body. Shout out dead body.
You fucking the bigger the better.
So I will say, fuck that. So I will say that night, last Saturday, to have 7 bands, to have that many people crammed in that little spot,
Yeah.
0 incidents.
Zero.
Not a single fight.
Zero.
not
Nothing
a fucking-
serious.
Hey!
nothing
There was like some
serious.
transient pit beef, which always
Yeah,
kind of happens.
which
but
always happens, but
Well, it's just the
like,
energy in the
no.
room, right?
That's the energy in the
It's
room,
the
right?
anger,
Someone
but
got their
it's all love
nose-
at the end of the day.
someone got their nose broken. I heard someone lost a tooth.
I
or
heard that.
teeth.
Yeah, no, I helped.
Tooth
it.
was coming out
But
anyway.
0.
It was
Like
loose.
no, there was no
Yeah.
major incident. Everything was fucking.
No band had to even pause to stop
No.
anything.
Nope.
Like, and it was 250 people in a 90 cap room. We thought there was going to be something happening, or the police would shut it down without a hitch,
Yeah,
man.
no cops.
Just
no.
a beautiful evening.
It was
Hey,
great.
Beautiful
Yeah.
energy.
That's
It
great.
was-
It
yeah.
went as well as you.
Yeah.
It was a
could
true
have hoped for
testament to
then.
the actual community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like how people actually
Keep
showed
that
up.
momentum
Yeah.
going, right?
Yeah.
Let's keep that
Everybody
going.
showed up. Like it was violent. For
It
the
sure
most part,
was.
like,
No, there was some hard
there was
dancers
some
that night,
violence.
but it was just and a lot of dancers. Like sometimes I counted there was like 30 people moshing at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But
In that
no
tiny
incident.
ass half pipe.
In that
In that tiny ass half pipe.
Consensual violence.
Consensual.
Yeah,
consensual,
Yeah,
yeah.
sir. We all know what we
Consensual,
signed up for when we
yes.
walked in there, right?
Yeah.
100%.
There was a hardcore finesse about it.
That's it. But now that we're less than 2 weeks outside of our second show now, and that's in a much bigger room, 300 capacity at the Legion.
Yep.
They haven't done shows there ever before, so
Never
it's,
ever.
it's going to be an
Really
interesting
excited
night. Exhibition from Buffalo popping off.
Oh,
with,
that's right. That's
Friction,
right.
The Facts,
Friction.
Gavel's playing
Gavel.
on
Visions.
Yeah, Gavel's last Hamilton
Street
show for the
Justice.
year.
It's Street Justice.
Street Justice
show.
first show.
Yeah, it's the first
Yeah.
And Fatal Vision's first show outside
Yeah.
of Buffalo's second show ever.
Yeah.
They're a brand new Buffalo band.
Exciting.
Members of Final
Yeah,
Attack and shit.
hard.
Really
Hard.
good, man.
That's gonna be insane.
Super sick.
Fatal Visions
Yeah.
fucking rips.
Yeah.
Right on,
I'm
right
really
on.
excited to have them, man. So
Yeah, and you guys got another gig coming up later in that month.
2 weeks after
The
that,
20th,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
on the 20th.
Cohesion Prowl headlining, and then we have Final Deck, Reality Denied, Mile End, and our homies in Cicada, which is like just a beautiful accoutrement to a show. You know what I mean? That shoegaze, kind of heavy gaze.
Yeah.
And the flea market beforehand too.
That's it. Yeah, bringing back that '90s idea of like
Yeah.
bringing vendors
Flea market,
out.
yeah.
Flea market's before such a good idea. We all have shit we gotta fucking sell.
That's
Right?
it. You know?
Everybody.
Yeah,
Come
but so
sell your shit.
yeah, just like like different photographers that shoot hardcore shows, come sell your prints, or like if you have a merch company or whatever, and like a lot of the bands come set up merch early. Our homie Andy from Villar Foods, and he also plays in Temper Tantrum. He's gonna bring out some empanadas and all that. So yeah, it's gonna be a good night, really good night.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Very excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked for that one.
We definitely plan on having more in the future.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we're gonna make the flea market a regular thing, a couple times a year.
anybody watching is interested, hit our line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're
yeah,
a
for the
vendor
next
who
one.
wants to sell
Any
things for
vendors?
Steel City Hardcore, please bring it out.
Let's do it.
Right on. Now, when you folks are playing in bands, do you guys have any pre-show rituals? Do you guys do anything before you get on the play a set?
Anxiety.
I listen to Changes by Tupac.
There you go. Yeah.
For real?
For absolutely real. That song could cure a bad mood if your mother died. I swear to God, it could. It's an amazing song.
I don't really have any pre-show rituals. I mean, a long time ago, and every once in a while I get like butterflies.
Yeah.
Depending on like the venue and like who's there type of thing. But there's nothing like I think like I'm playing in 10 minutes. I have to do this now. Nothing really. I probably should. I don't really warm up like my throat very often. I sometimes will do like some stretches because I've noticed if I don't, I'm like really sore the next day or get like a bang over type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually 2 beers.
Just doing vocals, I just kind of like hum really loud. I sing the Lion King theme song as well. That's
Oh
what-
yeah. That's key.
I never really told anybody that, but I go to the parking lot, I'll scream that shit. Well, it's just good warm up, I don't know, whatever.
I sing Bo Burnham, so yeah, I'm right there with you.
See, that's what's
Cheers.
that's what's up.
Rob, rituals?
You don't do anything.
Rituals? I hug my friends.
Nice.
You do hug your friends.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Rob walked up to me, he's like, I love you, homie, and I'm like, I love you too, dude, that's sick.
And then I go rip a gig. 'Cause I just, yeah,
And then
I get really anxious. I have the worst anxiety. Everybody that knows me is like, no, you're not like that. But like in reality,
Oh,
like,
really?
on the inside, I'm dying.
I think the three of us are so anxious that we just like we couldn't fail because we were like so scared of it failing.
Sure.
That's kind of
We
where
did
were at.
everything in our power to make sure it wouldn't.
Yeah.
We talked about
So-
every single possible thing that could have happened before it happened.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, there's no way it could have
There's
happened.
you got
absolutely.
3 very anxious individuals
Yeah.
like running a promotion company. It's
Shit's gonna get
perfect.
done.
Yeah, it's perfect. No matter what, it's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
We're like, oh, the show's
Yeah,
in 2
no.
months and we don't even have the openers yet. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, man, like when the show like got underway, I was standing like behind, I can't remember what band was playing, the one on the 15th, the Killer show. I was standing behind the amp, like looking out, like, there are a lot of fucking people here. This
A
is
lot of
very
people.
stressful. And like the kill room has like 2 options for setting up. So like recently they've been having the band play in the bowl.
Yeah.
And it kind of helps filter people in because you have that very narrow walkway going through. But we decided to set it up at the other end so you get like that kind of bottleneck. So that plus having that amount of people that we had there, it was like, oh man, I really hope no one gets like seriously injured
Right.
because it's gonna be trying to get people out. Like, oh man.
I just think pushing
Pretty
people
stressful.
into that bowl though made it so that it was more of like an intimate vibe and everyone was kind of connected, and it kind of made everything seem a little bit more.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I don't want to keep using the word violence because I fucking hate that, but it was that. You know what I mean? That's what we were
The
trying
kill
to
room
do.
when it's
It was
packed is
very
like an 80s fucking movie. You know what I'm
It is.
saying? You're on a skate ramp. There's fucking sometimes I don't know if it was happening that night because there may have been too many people, but skaters
No.
going in between.
That was not
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Actually, I saw a skateboard come in and I'm like, take it outside.
They're like, sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Do it
Sammy
quick.
from Drain put it perfect. He looked at the recap video of the show and he said it looks like an irate DVD from the 90s, and I was like, yeah, you're fucking.
Yeah, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, it was hard.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I hug my friends. That's my pre-show.
Yeah.
And I kiss my phone because I have a picture of my kids. So I always kiss
Adorable. I love that.
So good.
Shout
Shout out
out
girls.
kids. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Sometimes you can kind of like channel the anxious energy into like your performance.
Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah, I agree
That like
with
that
yeah.
anxious adrenaline rush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I love the jumps.
The jumps.
That's literally just my fucking anxiety being like, bitch, move.
Yeah.
Now, when you folks are on the road, is there any gas station snacks that you gravitate towards while you're gassing up?
Anything but chocolate. I'm lactose intolerant. I get all mucusy. I can't scream anymore.
No, it's true. That's
Yeah. I'm a big chip
Did you
guy.
find that out the hard way?
Very hard.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever thrown up on stage?
I have.
Okay, yeah, me too. I fucked up a kick drum mic. I'm never doing that again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
Your snack.
Recently, like over the summer, it was just like the 401 run, so it's just
Yeah.
like hitting en routes.
Yep.
It's usually Burger King.
Burger King.
And feeling like fucking trash.
I
for the
worked
rest
at
of the
Burger King
drive
for most of my
afterwards.
adolescence, man. I fuck with the Whopper to this day.
Still,
Still
eh?
the best hamburger.
Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
it's delicious, but just feel like absolute trash. Afterwards.
Yeah, it's a write-off after that for sure. Chips, yeah, I don't know. Popeye's chicken. I fuck with
Popeyes chicken.
Yeah,
Nothing
on
healthy.
special.
Nothing healthy.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Red Bull.
Lots of Red Bull, man. Yeah.
Nice. What about yourself?
I'm the only one. Bro, I hit Starbucks, man.
Starbucks?
Anybody that anyone watching, anyone that knows me,
And combos. You fuck with combos.
Fuck no. No, Rick and Tommy fuck with combos because they think they know.
I've heard about the Tommy.
They do not.
I was like,
No,
no, fuck
I
no,
don't
don't
like
you
combos.
dare put words in my
Rick and
mouth.
do not.
I do
Rick
not
and
like that
Tommy,
pretzel shit.
ride or die for combos.
No.
And I call them com nose. I fucking hate them.
No.
I think they're
Com
fucking
nose.
disgusting.
Yo, Ultimate Road Treat. Shout out Werner's Soda.
Werner's
Yeah,
Soda.
Werner's
That's a
Soda,
good one,
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
I'm coming around to it.
Gavel, Cicada, and Mile End did like a weekend run in the summer. We played in Montreal and Ottawa. I don't know who like just brought a case of Werner's in the van. I was sitting in the front and just having to glance over, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll have a ginger ale. Changed my life.
Changed your
Shit's
life.
amazing."
My Squires last night, I think he said he drank 16 bubblies. Couldn't stop drinking them.
Oh, Bubblies is fucking.
Dude,
yeah.
he loves those bubblies.
lime Bubblies.
Oh, the buble.
yeah.
They're like
Shout out
flavored
lime.
carbonated water.
Shout out
That's
lime
good.
buble.
He
That's
just
good.
couldn't
That's
stop
not
drinking.
controversial for no reason, but that tastes like drinking a gin and tonic without the gin in it, and I don't see the point in that.
I honestly, I don't even
Yes.
care for bubblies to be honest.
Yeah, I don't
I just,
follow.
I like
Alright.
real water.
I'm
Real
a
water.
big Pepsi king. You know what I'm
I drink a lot of water.
No, I drink chocolate cream cold brews from Starbucks like they're going out of fucking style.
Oh,
That's
actually.
literally like.
That's your favorite drink of the night?
That's the worst. Yeah.
This is my
it's,
drink
It's
right
a
here.
bad addiction.
Nice.
White hot chocolate with a chai tea bag.
There
Try
you go.
It. Try it.
Also try it with an apple cinnamon tea bag too.
Yeah.
That's a fucking
Ooh.
game changer.
I got lemon and honey and hot water right here.
Beef avalanche is spoken.
Amazing.
Dare to be different.
Just like 700 pounds of man booking shows. We all know.
Now, I've only got a couple more questions for you, and this is more so directed towards your bands, more than the Steel City Hardcore.
Mhm.
But let's say that each one of your bands is at the level of Metallica. You folks are selling out arenas. You've got an unlimited budget.
Me or not.
What's in the green room for you? What's on the rider? What is the
Oh.
Rockstar budget rider?
Oh,
All the stuff you can think of.
okay. You want to
Go hard, yeah.
Okay. Here. I need a bottle of Patron Silver.
Nice.
I need glass bottle Coca-Cola to mix that shit with. I definitely need limes for that as well.
There you go.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god.
For sure, you need to bring me like a strawberry cheesecake or some shit. I love that. I'll eat that after the show. That's
Lovely.
Yo, the new ketchup Miss Vicky's chips. I need like 4
The
bags.
spicy ones.
Whoa.
Spicy ketchup.
They
Miss
have a
Vicky's.
ketchup?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the spicy
It's like a,
too.
it's
They
like a
fuck
chili Miss
up.
Vicky's.
We gotta stop this interview right now. I
Yeah,
gotta go
grab
grab
that
Hold the fuck
inside.
up.
Costco, they got the big fucking bags.
It's unbelievable. It's probably the
Best.
best chip I've ever had.
Do you want to do like a snack review?
We can do a
Episode
snack
after
review.
these guys are
Oh,
done?
yeah. Chips always seem to come up on here. Like, all chips are beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
And anytime I've toured in the past and I've had an opportunity to get a rider, I honestly just skip the food and I say, bring me a pack of underwear and a pack of socks. Because honestly, like I go through that shit like right on rice on tour. So yeah, that's me on tour, man.
There you go.
I don't know. I recently tried Windsor style pizza for the first time, and it was
Fucking
insane.
delicious.
Yeah, man.
What are you
Insane.
talking about?
All right, so the pizza, like the pizza itself, is I guess like a Manhattan style, like just like
Yeah, just
like
wood fire
cheesy,
pie.
yeah. But instead of like cutting the pepperoni into like the coins, they cut it into strips.
It's like almost like shredded.
Yeah,
Oh
And it
my
like
God.
it does
So
this
you-
like crispy thing.
yeah. You know,
It's
like in Domino's, like you get the edges of the pepperoni get crispy.
Yeah.
You get that on the ends of like every little shred of pepperoni in the pizza.
It was probably the best pizza I've
Bro,
ever had in
it's
my life.
insane.
Damn.
It was
It's
crazy.
insane.
Only in Windsor?
Also Windsor shawarma. Yeah,
There's
all that.
apparently a place in Hamilton that that
What are you
does
talking
it.
about?
There's a place in Hamilton that does Windsor pizza.
I'm gonna eat that.
Dan told me about it. It's not that far from my house.
No, it's not Makers. That's what I'm thinking.
No, it's like on Upper James, I think. I don't know.
Is it the Hawaiian spot, the tiki one?
No, it's on.
Apparently that place is fucking legit too.
my pie. They
There's some
deep
really good
dish.
food in
Shit.
Hamilton. Shout out Hamilton food culture, man.
Hamilton?
Probably,
those guys
probably
are
just
great.
pizza would be on my radar.
Yeah, it's just pizza, yeah. I like that, yeah.
If you didn't get the vibe, yeah, pizza. I missed that one. I'd say pizza too.
Osmos.
Yeah.
Osmos.
Osmos.
All y'all fucking up.
Rocks or
Osmos.
sticks, baby.
On a rider? Both.
Okay.
Yeah, your budget's
You know they have a half and
one
half
whole
option.
table of rocks, one whole table of sticks,
Yeah.
and then one whole table of just sauce.
Yeah, see, Rob takes one of the people. I'm like, bring me a bottle of Patron Silver. He's like, no, bring rice and fries for my whole
Fucking
family.
right.
and
That's
shit, yeah.
legit. My
Is there
life.
any movies playing? Is there any video games set up?
Oh,
Oh.
Mario Kart 964 for sure.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a good
yeah.
call.
Hot take, I was more of a fan of Diddy Kong Racing.
I love
you're
Diddy
tripping.
Kong
You're tripping.
Racing. Oh
It's
man.
not, we're not touching
Yeah,
That's
dude.
why he's not wearing the sweater.
Because he's
I'll see myself
different.
out.
Different, yeah. Different.
Super sick. All right. Last question. It's a big one, but let's list. I ask for the top 5 favorite bands of all time, but if you don't want to give that because it's a big one, you could give what you're listening to currently, or if 5 is too much, you could give 3.
Can I give you like 5 hardcore records I think everybody needs to hear?
That's a
Period.
great idea.
Period? Okay, cool. I actually thought about this question the other day, and I just thought I can recite the list.
Perfect.
Marauder, Master Killer. Shout out Seth Nielsen. He told me to say that,
Back.
but I backed that for real.
Nice.
Biohazard.
Sick.
Which one?
Urban Discipline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Killing Time.
Right side?
Brightside.
That's the one.
Nice.
100%.
That's the one.
Definitely. Trapped Under Ice. Secrets of the World.
Secrets of the World.
100%.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with Lowest and Low by Terror. Best LA hardcore record of all time.
That's super dope.
Yeah, man.
It's funny. I downloaded Secrets of the World off the internet years ago,
I know.
and I got it like a slowed BPM version of it,
Probably was so heavy.
and it was so heavy, and I was like, dude, Trapped Under Ice really changed their sound. Like,
From
and
Stay
like,
Cool to this?
I don't like. It took me a long years. I think I played it for someone, and like, this is not what it is.
That's not the record.
They're like, this is like at like 33 BPM. This is not right. Like,
Yeah. That shit
It got
happened
super
when
experimental with
Yeah.
the release.
No, I know.
whoa, just, like I'm going like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's not the hardcore I know.
That shit goes super hard.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't have any favorite artists. I really go through like phases. So if I can think of whoever I've been playing a lot recently, I've been playing World of Pleasure a lot.
Shout out World of Pleasure.
Cool, yeah.
Simulacra keeps coming back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Killing Pace.
Yep.
Who else? There's like another one that I've been going back to recently. I'd have to scroll through my Spotify. But
Fair enough.
Yeah. Those 3.
Those are the first 3 that come to mind because it's like I get in my car, play one of those 3, and then it just starts to cycle.
Yeah, I'm pretty big on anything that World of Pleasure or their members are in. So like Juice, Mortality
Juice,
Rate, all our
absolutely.
shit.
Oh, right. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, it makes sense that they're
Shout out
all.
Western
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out Western Hardcore.
Again, you
Yeah.
get like one band and can link it to like 3 others.
It's like this.
which is so inspiring.
What is that?
I
The
love it.
like the something of Kevin Bacon, like the
6 degrees of
the
Kevin
6
Bacon.
degrees of Kevin
For real,
Bacon.
for
It's
real.
the 6 degrees of hardcore.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
Everyone's connected somehow.
Yeah.
To some degree.
All of Canada hardcore's connected somehow. You can do it.
For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
100%.
For sure. I've been kind of all over the map. Right now, I'm in like a big black metal phase. So like,
Sick.
I haven't listened to a ton of black metal, but if we're doing hardcore stuff,
What did you think of the new Behemoth?
so good.
You liked it?
It is good.
I didn't like
The
it.
last half of
like
that
it.
I didn't
record, the
like
last
it.
half of that record is fucking.
I didn't listen.
money.
I didn't like it. I
It was
wasn't a
great.
fan. I was. I mean, I love the Satanist, and like I was just
Satanist is a
like
great
where do you
record,
go
yeah.
from there? Like,
Yeah,
That really is the peak of the mountain, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it really is a great record.
Yeah.
But the new Dark Throne comes out next week. I'm really stoked for that.
Oh, sick.
I've been listening to a lot of Dark Throne. lately.
nice.
And then like, besides that, literally, I've been listening to like every local band I possibly can.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Yeah, for real.
We all
Canada-wide,
listen to new music.
literally
all the time.
just trying to find new bands, trying to see what new bands are up to. Like, there's a bunch of new bands. There's a couple new bands coming out. Fistful of Hate's coming out soon.
Fight on
So-
Sight.
so-
Shout out Fight on Sight.
Yeah, Fight on Sight. Shout out Fight on Sight. Like, Gavel, Reality Denied, Sinner, because you guys got some new stuff on the horizon.
Yeah, we got a new tune coming out.
So super stoked for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically like Living Nightmare bands like that. Yeah. Every local band I can possibly get my hands on. My favorite right now is Temper Tantrum.
Nice.
Any
Oh,
interview
yeah.
I've done, I always shout them out first because I just love what they're doing. They celebrated a year of Baby Blues. Fucking.
Yeah.
When that demo came out, I was like, all right.
Super sick.
There's a lot of amazing bands in not just Ontario, but like all over Canada.
Yeah, Canada in
And
general.
like,
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't properly got the appropriate showcase
No.
to show the world like this
Canadian
is what
hardcore
we
can
have.
stand on its own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
There's so many sick bands.
We're
yeah.
gonna do that.
Yeah.
From
Right on.
from BC to all the way to the East Coast, like any, you know what I mean? Like, not only are we trying to do promotions, but we also want to elevate and like, get exposure on to Canadian hardcore as much as possible.
That's
so
it,
like, any local bands, wherever you're from, like send us demos, send us shit that we haven't heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Like look at Speed. One band put For me, that whole continent, like
Australia?
on my
Yeah.
Spotify, yeah, I found Speed, and then like it just links you to like
Yeah.
10 other artists.
Yeah,
Well, look at Speed, man. They played like their 7th show ever at Sound and Fury, and then they went home and sold out a freaking arena tour
Unreal.
across
Like,
Australia.
yeah,
so
like,
with AWOL, so
That's what we want for Canada.
Yeah.
We want
Yeah,
as many eyes on Canada as we can
Absolutely.
possibly
that's
fucking
it.
get.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
Like,
Let's roll out the shout outs. Let's who do you want to shout
Oh
out?
my
that
God.
we haven't-
Dead
This is
Bull
a
from
whole other
Montreal,
episode.
our homies.
whole other episode.
Yeah.
Who else we gotta talk to? Shutaway.
Yeah, how much time you got?
Let's pick a
Yeah.
province.
Let's
go by
yeah,
province.
grab your coffee. I'll just keep talking.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
so
just go by province.
Deadbolt, Shutaway, Desecrate, Prowl, obviously.
Excess.
Excess from Montreal, best rated
Scarmega.
band, heavy as shit.
Scarmega.
Yeah, it's Scarmega.
Scarmega, yeah, absolutely. And then if I'm gonna move into, I'll leave Ontario at the end. But yeah, like man, pretty much all across Canada, Juice, World of Pleasure, Mortality Rate, all these bands, Endgame,
Claymore, Plead,
Claymore, Plead, man, like there's just so much.
Delusion.
I'm sorry if I forget
Punitive
anybody's
Damage.
name, but
Punitive
honestly,
They're
I'm
also
sorry.
playing like shows this week. They
Yep.
all share members again.
Yep.
Very
Yep.
sick band.
Yeah, man, and then all the way across, you know.
Sealed Fate.
Yeah. You guys can do the Ontario bands. I'm tired of talking.
Oh my God. Are we doing
We
Ontario
could
now?
shout out bands endlessly. I'm gonna shout out Heaven Mag.
Yeah, sure.
Heaven Mag.
Heaven Mag.
Seth and Chris.
Seth Nielsen is our
yeah,
graphic
Seth
designer.
Nielsen.
Yeah, so
If
Let's
anyone
start
needs
out with
graphic
the
design work,
content.
Seth Nielsen is the GOAT. Please hit him up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Let's
Easiest
start
guy to work with.
let's start with content. So Heaven Mag, Seth Nielsen, and then we got Dave Praff, who does insane fucking photography around.
Scum Collective.
Scum Collective also doing huge.
Those are our guys.
Carly Boomer, Omar Shoots, MG.
Shot by Demon. Tara.
Yeah, Tara.
Shout out.
Yeah, definitely gotta shout out Tara.
In Your Face Films.
In Your Face Films, the Hoffmans. Who else is doing content? Holy fuck.
Yeah, there's just too many.
There's like, yeah, so fucking
Shout out
many.
Nick in Schoolhouse Studios.
Yeah,
He's
shout
my
out,
bro.
yeah.
Let's shout out Nick, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
Shout out Nick.
Absolutely.
Shout out Nick. And then bands, literally.
Shout out Josh Wormwood.
Yeah, Josh and Warren.
Oh, yeah,
Wormwood,
yeah,
baby,
yeah.
yeah.
We're
Josh
hooking up
and
like
Wormwood.
everybody.
Yeah, he's doing
the vinyls,
good stuff.
Like, amazing guy.
Shout out our people in Mile End for sure.
Mylan,
Shout out
yeah,
Mylan.
off
Shout out
leash.
Mylan,
Off
yeah,
leash.
Off leash.
Yeah, man. Homie
Noah
Shit
Off
Mag.
Leash. Homie
Yeah.
Shit Mag. Gotta
All
shout
the
them
Toronto
out.
Tomasi crew, you know.
Yeah,
Beyond the Pale,
Friction.
Friction,
Real
The
World.
Fact, all that.
The
Real
fact,
World.
yeah.
That's all our stuff.
Literally everybody in Ontario.
Literally everybody.
If you have a band, send it
Shout
our
out.
way.
Yes,
and
please.
shout it out because
Nice.
chances are we've listened and we can't name everybody. It's
Mhm.
impossible.
That's sick.
Like,
But we
shout
will bring
out-
you all to Hamilton if it's the last thing we do.
There you go.
Shout out Ontario hardcore because it's really fucking popping.
It's popping.
Shout out community,
Yeah, man.
And what are the social medias they can reach you at?
Steel City Hardcore on Instagram. That's it.
That's it. And you have a Gmail?
We do steelcityhxc@gmail.com. Email us some demos. We'd love to have you.
Perfect.
What's your
Awesome.
personal?
I'm Alan Lariviere on Instagram. The Steel City Hardcore account only follows 3 people, and it's us. So
Nice.
if you want to get up to what we're
If
doing,
you want to get, if you want to
Yeah,
get us,
yeah,
just follow that.
Yeah.
The Center AD page only follows Nickelback and Avenged Sevenfold.
That's
let's
all you
go,
need.
let's
That's
go.
all you need to
That's all
follow.
you need.
That's
Nickelback,
it.
all the right
That's it.
reasons.
Yeah.
Goated.
That's it. You just want to do that. But yeah, shout out everybody. There's so many people to shout out.
That's it, man.
Discovered Mag, forgot to shout out Discovered.
Discovered Mag. Shout out Georgia.
Yeah, shout out Georgia, Discovered Mag. Shout out
It's, yeah.
everybody.
Shout out
Shout outs.
Jessa.
We just want to share the
Damage
love.
Control.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Jessica.
Shout out Hold Your Ground Fest. Shout out Calamera.
Kyle, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Shout out everybody.
Shout
That's
out
it.
everybody.
Shout out the whole world.
Right on.
We love
Shout
you.
out you. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
Shout out
hey,
Phil.
hey,
Thank you,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you for coming on the show.
Shout out
Having
Phil.
us, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no, it's
Thank you
it's
for
been a
having
pleasure.
I kind of forgot we were
Absolutely.
filming for a little while. I was just hanging out with you.
Yeah.
I thought we were just gonna hang out. Holy shit, I'm holding the mic.
There
Yeah,
you
I
go.
know.
You're a good host, man. I was worried I was gonna feel like a little nervous and awkward, but you made us feel comfortable.
Thank you,
Thanks so
thank
much
you.
for
I'm
having
glad
me.
you
Seriously,
enjoyed
thank you
it.
so much.
Very
Thank you so much.
Right on.
You're a comfortable guy.
Ah,
Just so you know.
thank you. I appreciate it. Right on.
Fucking-
Right on.
You look good.
We'll end it there then.
So you 7 7 test, so you 7 7 test.